Okay, folks, this is the last of the big wheel tractors that we got. You'll notice that is a new model one. That's a 7230. It's supposed to be a 120 horsepower tractor. I think it's a 2010 model. My son wanted to upgrade, so a year or so ago we found a 6400 tractor, high clearance, in North Carolina. He went up there and got it, brought it home. We fixed it. What was the few things that were wrong with it, and had it spraying, and one of our distant neighbors saw it, and he's a vegetable farmer and he wanted it. So my son sold it to him, and then took the money that he got from that one and found this one in Brownsville, Texas. And it was a 2010 model, and he contacted the man and they arranged a deal and they shipped it to us. We're going to put it on the sprayer this year, set it at 29. You can see it's a big wheel tractor. A little bit different because it's got axles on it. It's 120 horsepower. We used it some last year lifting peanuts. Did a real good job. I got it up here now because it's got some of these crazy looking little crimp type hose clamps on it, and I don't like them because I had one that was leaking, and if they ever start leaking and you in the field, you catch hell getting them off. I had to take them off with a cutoff wheel. The best way to take them off is go get you a set of hoof trimmers. But I was just wondering if all the new model John Deeres are coming with them funky little hose clamps on there. Instead of using the worm gear drive hose clamps, they got a ring that you put around the hose, get it in position, and then take a pair of hoof trimmers or an end bite type pair of pliers and mash that ring together, and it crimps the hose. But any movement of that hose or anything will cause that. You know in life that hose clamps will loosen up. And I got it up here next to the shop, and I'm eliminating them, as many of them little old clamps as I can get to right now. I don't have me a pair of big hoof trimmers, but I'm gonna get me a set because they come in handy. Just a minute and I'll raise the hood and show you what I'm talking about. Got a full stack of weights on the front. There's one right there. See that little booger? I've trimmed about a half dozen of them off and replaced them with hose clamps. I'll get that one before the end because that's on a downdraft tube, so that ain't too much trouble. But this is one of those new common rail engines. Looks like the tractor's gonna be a good addition. It'll put you in a closed environment because you know some of those chemicals you spray aren't meant to be inhaled. So this tractor looks pretty good. Didn't have many hours on it. I can't remember exactly how many it had on it, but it ain't eat up with hours. It's got a power quad with a button up on the shift lever for shifting your gears. And you got ranges. You put it in the range, and then you got 4 gears in each range. I think it's got about 4 or 5 ranges. But some of you fellas with some of these new model tractors, tell me if it's got them funky looking hose clamps on it. I just want to know if that's what John Deere's using nowadays. Because assembly is a lot faster with them kind of clamps than it is with the hose clamps, and they're probably, you can buy 1,000 of them for about $10, whereas them hose clamps, them worm gear drive hose clamps, is about $2 a piece. So think of the money John Deere's saving just by replacing them. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, let me know. I like to read your comments. I like to communicate with you. So that'll do it.